To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
The opening day of Disneyland, 1955. It was terrible, a complete disaster. Rides were breaking down, some weren't even ready to open, people were sneaking into the park with a ladder, and the street was actually melting. It was chaos. Let's talk about more. Walt Disney was about to open the biggest theme park in the world, a place that would allow children and adults alike to relax, play, and eventually drink blue milk. Walt was very eager to get his theme park open as soon as possible, so he rushed his construction schedule as much as he possibly could. So much so that people were working up until minutes before the opening ceremony began. The park opened 1 year and 1 day after construction began. To put that in perspective, Expedition Everest and Animal Kingdom took 3 years to build, and that's just one attraction, whereas this entire theme park was built in a third of the time. To celebrate the opening of the park, there was a 90-minute live broadcast that an estimated 70 million people tuned in for. That's a large chunk of people, especially considering that the population of the United States was 165 million people in 1955. The opening was co-hosted by future President Ronald Reagan, something that I hope never happens with our current president. Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. were on the Autopia cars.
Hello, Franco. Who's driving? Frankie Jr.?
My son, yes.
Don't hit this man. Oh! Look who hit who. Sammy Davis Jr. Hello, Sammy.
And Walt spoke these famous words, which you heard at the beginning of the video.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
The broadcast showed the best Disneyland had to offer. But behind the curtains, it was a shit show. To start off, opening day had too many people. They expected 15,000 for this invitation-only opening, but 30,000 showed up thanks to counterfeit tickets. This overflow of attendance caused traffic jams, restaurants to run out of food, and kids to pee in the parking lot. I'm not even making that one up. There was multiple articles I saw that said that kids were peeing in the parking lot because they were just waiting in their cars for so long. The opening was only supposed to be for studio workers, construction workers, the press, and officials of company sponsors. Then the next day it would be open to the public, but they couldn't wait. I don't blame people for being eager and excited to go in, but some people actually scaled a fence with a ladder to get in the park. An entrepreneur made the ladder and charged people $5 to use it. Remember earlier when I was saying that Walt was pushing this construction to get done as soon as possible? Well, it caused many issues. Peter Pan, Dumbo, and the Rocket to the Moon attractions were not ready for guests to ride. Tomorrowland was unfinished, weeds popped up along the banks of the Canal Boats of the World ride, and to solve that, cast members were told to write exotic species names in Latin and then put it next to the plant to make it seem like an arboretum. That one's my favorite. Due to the 100-degree heat that day, the recently poured asphalt on Main Street, USA started to melt, and it actually got women that were walking in heels stuck in the asphalt. You think I'm done? No, I got so many more. Get ready. Hold on tight. Okay, sorry, that was too aggressive. A gas leak in Fantasyland caused Fantasyland, Adventureland, and Frontierland to close for the afternoon. A plumber's strike caused many of the water fountains to be waterless, and the Mark Twain riverboat had way too many people on board, and it caused it to sway side to side, and water was washing onto the deck. So if you didn't get any water at the water fountain, you could just lay on the deck with your mouth open. This never-ending day of problems was known as Black Sunday to the Disneyland cast members. And when all this stuff was happening, Walt had no idea what was going on because he was too focused on the media and everything going on. So he really didn't even know that all these problems existed until later that night. Which I guess is good because he's the face of Disneyland. We don't want to see Walt stressed, especially on opening day. Not a good look. But actually, Disneyland executives knew that it would take a few weeks to get things in a more smooth and controlled order, and they said that to reporters on opening day. Also probably a way to cover their butts because everything was falling apart. And the Disneyland executives were right about the troubles. There were a lot more troubles in the next few weeks. Almost all 36 cars on the Autopia track crashed into one another. What?
And the kids can drive to their heart's content, with their parents or without their parents. Where are you going? Oh, stay right there. I didn't know where you... I thought I was going to be run over here for a second.
A ride that was supposed to teach children how to drive turned into a free-for-all paradise for aggressive drivers.
Now, these all have aluminum bumpers completely around them, as you might see over here, so they can't hurt anybody. And, of course, the women drivers are given a little special space, just as they are on the highways.
The stagecoach ride in Frontierland was closed because it turned out it was too top-heavy and was prone to flipping over. Excuse me? And a tiger and panther in a circus parade got loose and caused what is said to be a furious death struggle on Main Street, USA. What? A furious death struggle? I tried to look up more information about this furious death struggle, could not find anything. They're covering up stuff. Also, were they fighting each other? Were they fighting guests? Were they fighting Mickey? Honestly, that Mickey costume, terrifying. You could yeet that boy off into a different planet. I'd be cool with that. Even with melting tar and rides failing, people continued to swarm to Disneyland. And it only took 7 weeks for the millionth guest to enter the park. The park definitely had its troubles in the beginning, but they eventually got into a groove. I think it's easy to say that the goal that Walt and his team had was achieved. They created a place of joy, a place where adults could find imagination again, and kids could find their imagination. The wonder still continues today, and now I really want to go to Disneyland. Walt and team did a good thing.
But we've got to go.
I know, but I just want to say a word of thanks to all the artists, the workers, and everybody that helped make this dream come true.
Let's go into Fantasyland and have some fun.
Let's go.
Goodbye, folks.
And that is Disneyland's opening day. A messy one, but interesting. Very interesting. If you want to hear more about the opening day, go to Podcast The Ride. They did an entire episode about it. Very funny guys. Also, please subscribe, like this video. That helps a lot if you like it. Also, more of me if you want to see more of me. Alright, end of video. Stay safe out there.